All right, good afternoon, everybody. Please hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification. We are live. Any support you could give us, we truly appreciate as Bitcoin tries to recapture that 64K. I've got a big Bitcoin prediction this summer. In fact, just today, $820 billion asset manager, Standard Chartered Bank, says Bitcoin could reach 100K by this August. Well, I think 100K for August is probably too bullish, even for me. I do, however, hold on to that 80K by August. I do think we see 100K by October. Again, things won't go straight up. But now you're seeing people slowly turn bullish. So a couple things. Bitcoin conference is July 24th. One of the key speakers at the conference is presidential nominee Donald Trump. And so I think you will see a buildup before the conference towards Bitcoin really hitting its stride. We got to recapture 64. The next step is to get to 70. And I do suspect 80K is on the horizon for the month of August. If I'm wrong, you know where to find us. In fact, Mr. FOMO has agreed to shave his head. That's right, everybody. You can comment about this. If Bitcoin doesn't at least hit 70K by August, he will shave his head live on the air. But let's hope he doesn't have to do that. But big things ahead for Bitcoin. My prediction continues to be that we do get above 100K before January 1st, 2025. And we kind of ride towards anywhere between 120 and 150 in the year of 2025. I do think there will be another bear market. So just a heads up. But as you guys know, if you're new, as Bitcoin goes up, so do the alts. So I suspect the alts, especially ETH, being there's an ETH ETF that was approved this month, will take a stark rise itself. You know me, I expect ETH to make a climb towards 5K and then make a run later into this cycle, hopefully close to 10K. Please be aggressive in taking profits. I do want to talk really quickly about the Voyager email. Now I got it about a day late than some of you. And here's the thing that I did like. Obviously, I like the fact they're communicating. What I did not like was there was not a date, nor there was an exact percentage. So that leads me to believe we're still at least 3 to 5 weeks away, unfortunately. My estimate was early August, and I'm hoping that's correct. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it was mid-August, to be honest with you. I think July is a pipe dream at this point because we would have gotten a date on that last email. That last email tells you to go to investvoyager.com, check your mailing address. Remember, you will get a check. There was no crypto left, just in case you forgot. You will be getting a check, and we're looking at around 30%, although they haven't given us an exact figure, so it could be a little bit less, could be a little bit more. We'll wait and see. But the email that some of you got, I got it a day later, so that's kind of customary. Some people get it on that day. Some people get it 24 hours later. And so if you haven't checked your email, check your email, go to the website, double check, make sure the mailing address is correct. Now, huge news from Sony, as they are set to open a crypto exchange in Japan. I think this is gigantic. If you were in here for the last bull run, you will remember that the Asian market was pivotal, pulling things up, such as VeChain. And on some nights, you'd go to bed and you'd wake up and Bitcoin would make a nice little run. Okay, so I think this is huge. I definitely think this will help. Remember, a lot of people were scared away because of the bankruptcies. FTX. I don't need to repeat what happened with Voyager. Yeah, and Celsius. And so this is good. This is good stuff. I do really believe that this summer will be good. I know it's hard to believe because we're now almost 4 months into this mini bear. And at this point, you can definitely call it a mini bear. I do suspect that we will get a hold of 64 by the middle of this month and make a run towards 70 before the end of the month, hopefully before that Bitcoin conference. That Bitcoin conference, you may see a bit of a drop. That's customary, another shakeout. And then August, I suspect we will make a run at 80K. I do suspect the alts will definitely follow along. But the Sony news is pretty big. You also had the USDC news in Europe being compliant. That is also huge. That's always a good thing. So I do think we are starting to see some positive momentum moving forward here into the rest of the month of July. Now, I suspect Solana also will hit 200 this month. And I do also suspect Solana to make a run at 300 by August. Again, ETH, I'm looking for 5K to 10K. And so if you want a DCA, which means dollar cost average, I think this is a good time. I know we've been down for a while, but very few people that I respect think that the bull run is over, right? And I've talked about this before this month. Unless there's a gigantic change in world affairs, I do think Bitcoin will break loose. I really do. In fact, all the data shows that there's been a lot of accumulation happening this week. And in fact, there was a $450 million buy on Binance alone just a few days ago. So I think we're headed in the right direction. Obviously, there's also the rumor that Dell is planning to sell out of their shares to buy Bitcoin as well. We'll see if that actually happens. But again, I think things are going to move forward. I think we will create an all-time high by August, early August, and I think we'll plateau from there. I really do. Again, you always want to be aggressive taking profits. I've talked to some people today and other days about projects that they are interested in, and I just tell them these things have very short lives. And so if you're new, if something goes up, be hesitant to buy because a lot of people will be taking profits. And so that's just the reality of the game. And so I want you guys to be careful. The reality is, if you want to play it safe, Bitcoin is your answer, right? Everything else is a bit of a risk. Now, ETH is not as much of a risk. Solana is not much of a risk. And I do believe in some gems, right? I've talked about Carrot, and I've talked about some others. I've talked about Atlas Navi. So look into those because the market caps are extremely low, and I think those do have a huge potential. I do think we're going to see the alts really, really push in August and September. I don't see the alts doing amazing here in the month of July just yet, but August, September, I think you're going to have your mini alt season. Now, remember, there are a ton of alts out there. So not everything is going to 5 or 10x overnight. It's really important to have realistic expectations. So if you get that 50, 60, 70, 80% profit, you want to strongly consider taking profits because those will not be there in the future. That's just the reality is. And as much as you love these projects, they don't love you back for the long term. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. But I'm very bullish. I'm very enthusiastic about mid to late July into August. Now, remember, U.S. government, Germany, Mt. Gox, there's still some selling pressure. So if you're asking, why are we still in the low 60s? Why haven't we gone to 70, 80, 90K? Those are the reasons why, right? So just be patient, and hopefully you will be rewarded pretty soon. But again, I suspect that things will finally heat up, just like the weather, in the rest of July, into August, into September. So those are the things I'm kind of looking forward to. You're not seeing as much FUD in the mainstream media. In fact, you're seeing a lot of positive articles now about Bitcoin, which, honestly, being at 60K, if you zoom out, is not the end of the world, right? And so if you are kind of using 60K as a jumping point, I think getting to 80 is a lot easier than people think. I really do. And I don't think you're going to get to 80 in 24 hours, but I do think you can get there in 3 to 4 weeks with the right situation. So what I suspect will happen after the selling pressure is finally over in about 3 to 5 to 6 days, I suspect we'll make a run towards that Bitcoin conference. I suspect a little dump will come. Then I think we're going back up in August. So my predictions for this month, again, are 70K in the month of July, 80K in August, and I believe sometime in October before Halloween, we will see that magical 100K Bitcoin. Again, Mr. FOMO has told me he will shave his head, and please comment about this when you see this video. Let him know what you think. He will shave his head live on the air if we don't hit 70K by the month of August. I don't think he has anything to worry about, guys. I think Mr. FOMO's hair is going to be fine. Things will be roll that hat, because I do think we are going to get to not only 70K, but 80K by the month of August. If you disagree, please let us know. So we got some exciting times ahead. Really quickly on the Voyager situation, the reality is by the time you get the Voyager money, unfortunately, Bitcoin will probably be between 70 and 80K. A lot of you would like to have that money now so you can invest in Bitcoin or other alts. Unfortunately, by the time it gets to us, I do think Bitcoin, the good news is Bitcoin recovered. I know you guys would love to have that now. They're just not ready to give it to us. Unfortunately, they don't have the I's, T's, crossed, whatever you want to call it. I wish they did, but it's not coming in July, guys. We're looking at August. And and I'm hoping early August instead of late August. My hope is Paul Hague would give an email soon to all the Voyager customers, letting them know the exact dates and the exact percentages, and we'll be on top of that for you. Guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update here. And for Mr. Fomo, the ZZ Crypto, we'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Please hit that like and smash that subscribe button, and have a wonderful evening. See ya.